Hi guys, welcome back to another Fishy Sunday. I know it's been a while since we put out a video about my fish tank. A lot has been going on and I want to share that with you when a fungus gnat's flying into my mouth. It's been about a month, I think, since I last released a fish video and a lot has happened. So I can start with the first fish that I got, which is the white minnows. I did actually put those fish in before the tank was completely cycled, and they did end up getting nitrite poisoning, and I feel really bad, but they're all okay. I got 6 of them. I got 2 males and 4 females. They have been a lot of fun to watch in comparison to some of my other fish. Their behaviors are quite different. They love mating and the men are constantly flaring. We might have had 1 or 2 fries, but I think our female betta ate them. And her name is Bubbles. She has been great. Initially getting her, she was very shy the first 48 hours, I would say, and she didn't really want to come out. She was like staying in the back of the tank. But now I have a lot of nicknames for her. Mrs. Nosybody. She's like kind of like the security guard. She's super curious. When I put the tongs in the tank, she will go right up to it. I'm pretty sure she was fed that way before, so she's like not scared at all. She has not been aggressive, minus this one thing I'll tell you guys about. And then, yeah, she's been really great. I really enjoy her and made me really appreciate bettas and why so many people love them. The one incident that she has had with a particular resident in our tank, which is the male orange gourami. He is a bit of a dodo. He is like doing his spawning stuff and becoming super territorial and got Bubbles really pissed. And so she flares at him and they like chase each other, but at the same time, like he thinks that she's trying to mate with him. So I've actually seen him like try to cuddle her. It's all very bizarre, but he's been doing that for several days now. At first it was really bad, but then I put a bunch of driftwood, things that basically float on top of the tank to kind of give him more privacy and also the other fish more privacy, because during this, I guess, 3 days it lasted before I finally did something, because I was like, I don't know what to do. He's just being an asshole. Everybody was swimming on, basically staying on the right side of the tank, and he would be on the left side and just constantly like beating them up. But like it wasn't violent, it was just, he was harassing them. So now that's ended and there's a lot more peace in the tank, thank God. Cause you know, I'm a new parent and I'm like freaking out, like what am I supposed to do? Oh, I did actually trap him. He was very hard to catch, but I ended up putting him in a little container inside the tank. So he was in prison for 24 hours. It didn't really help. I mean, obviously, like, you know, it's just his innate behavior. He doesn't know what he's doing. I told you he's a dodo. So like to say the honey gouramis are super peaceful, not when they're trying to spawn. And not to mention, they weren't even spawning because the female, there's only one female gourami, and temporarily her name right now is Clementine and he is Tangerine, although I really want to change his name. Clementine just like really just ignored him because she didn't have any eggs, because a week ago or 2 ago they were spawning. Like she released a bunch of eggs, ate them all, and he had no idea what to do. His bubble nests and all that, like he didn't know what to do. There's footage of him like just, it looks like he's just passing out and he's like drifting down on the tank, and then she pushes him back up. It was a lot of back and forth. I've learned so much about the fish actually just by observing them. Like the female, when she wants to mate, like she really harasses the hell out of the male gourami, and then he doesn't really harass her as much, but he does when he sees her, but he's not like constantly chasing her around. Anyway, all very interesting stuff. So that's been really fun watching the gouramis, other than the fact that he's a bit of a butthole. So another incident with the betta, or another fight in the tank. So I feel like basically my job as a fish keeper or fish parent is to break up fights. The betta, Bubbles, I literally saw her bite one of, I think she just thought it was a worm, obviously, but she bit the Ramshorn snail's eye tentacle. I don't know what it is, but she literally bit it, and he has bite marks. They've grown back, but like literally she was taking chomps out of him. So we had to separate her, put her in a vase for 24 hours. She obviously was not happy about it. It took her a while to get back into the swing of things, but she's recovered. I think we're on better terms now. I even was able to feed her with my little tongs the other day, so we're good. She's a very, very good hunter. So snail eggs, fry, worms. I gave them black worms. I was able to get a hold of that. She will find it all. Very meticulous. I would say probably the smartest fish in the tank. Okay, moving on. So I just want to give you a picture. Like, I ramped up from 0 to now 60 fish. I am a little bit obsessed with the hobby, as this is what I do. So the betta, so we got her. And then I also got some cherry shrimps and Amano shrimps. I got 6 of each. They're very secretive, obviously. Like, I feel like they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to survive in this environment. So they don't come out very much. And I would say that when I first put the red shrimps in, they just totally disappeared. Like, I would see one usually at night. They usually tend to come out at night. They don't really like the light too much. The Amanos have been loving the wood because of the biofilm that is developed in the tank. So they love eating that. So a lot of times they're hanging out by some piece of wood, chowing down, and they've grown so much in comparison to the cherry shrimps. They are more active than the cherry shrimp, but I still wouldn't say like I see them a lot. After the white minnows and we lost their fry to probably bubbles, I ended up getting some livebearers, some Endlers, and I just wanted to see, like, you know, what little fishies would look like in the tank. So today, actually, there is one fry in there. It looks like a girl, but I don't know. I don't think it develops, like the color doesn't develop until like week 4 or week 6 or something. But it's super cute. It likes to hang around this pine tree branch that I put in. They seem to be really liking the biofilm that is around that. So I got 3 tiger Endlers and 2 other random ones. There's 7 females and 5 male Endlers in the tank right now. The goal of that day was actually to get green neon tetras, and the fish store only had 9 of them. So I ended up buying those 9, and one of them died 2 days later. It was floating up in the tank, and I'm pretty sure another one is either dead or got eaten. I have no idea, but I haven't seen the corpse. So I think I'm down to 7 from that first batch. And then I went to another fish store, I think a week later, and got 20. And I've been loving it. It's really, really cool when they school. They have amazing color. They are the cheapest of all the neon tetras. So well, that's not true. You can get regular neon tetras for like $2.30 in my local fish store, and these were $2.99. But I actually prefer these not only because they're less expensive in some cases, but also because they are smaller than tetras. So I'm thinking about bioload, and the smaller the fish, the smaller the bioload. So yeah, there's 27. Supposedly she might have given me 1 or 2 extra. I can't really count them, but it's really cool when they school. It's really cool just watching them. One of them doesn't have an eye. I haven't named him. That's super cool, right? He's missing an eye. And he's just like, doo, doo, doo. If I could have like another tank, like say a 20 long, I would just have like, I don't know, 80 green neon tetras in there, and so they just have them fly around. Amazing fish. Highly recommend it. And then after grabbing the 20 tetras, I went back down to the other fish store on my way home because I'm crazy. And I was just like, oh, you know, I really, really want to add something to the bottom of the tank. And I was considering some Apistogrammas because the temperature is more in line with the other fish. I asked for their opinion about the German blue rams because they had them in the same tank as the Apistogramma Pandora that I was looking at. But like, the German blue ram is the one fish that I like, I don't want to say I fell in love with, but it was definitely a fish that was very, very high on my list. But because it keeps, like, no matter where you read, it tells you that it needs 85-degree temperature in order to be happy, that was not going to be happening mainly because some of my plants can't deal with that type of temperature. So right now the tank is at 78. Anyway, I was talking to the salesperson there, and they're like, yeah, I don't really believe in everything that, don't believe everything you read on the internet. And it's just hard because, like, you just want to do the right thing, and I don't really know what that is, but he's just like, yeah, give it a try. And for $13, it's an awesome fish. Like, Bubbles was 20. Not that she's not an awesome fish, but anyway, so I got two, one male, one female. She has been showing signs of breeding. It's really cool because during the day versus the evening, she kind of her markings change throughout the day. So that's been pretty awesome to see. And then the male ram, which I think we were trying to come up with names of them. I temporarily, none of these names are official. But yeah, so the boy is Jimmy Z and the girl's name is Pebbles. For now, temporarily, I don't know. But yeah, Jimmy Z got great color on. He's looking healthy. They are, for the most part, hunters. They're constantly like going after stuff in the gravel. But yeah, so they've been really awesome to watching her change color from day to night. And he got stuck in the rock last night. Had to emergency use a chopstick to like get him out. He turned so blue, like blue. I was just like, oh my God, is he okay? So that's the only thing that's happened to them. They're overall pretty peaceful. Even when Tangerine was going bonkers during those couple of days, they were kind of chill about it. Like, they kind of stayed out of his way. Like, they weren't, asking for it. Whereas now, Bubble hates him. So she'll like constantly go up to him and flare at him. And he's just like, do, make me bubbles. Yep. So I'm obviously hitting my cap at this point. We have a lot of fish. And I've been, monitoring the numbers pretty closely, and everything is fine. The tank is completely cycled. The nitrates are, around 5 ppm. I use the water to water the plants, so it's almost like a weekly thing. The nitrates have been pretty low, which is awesome. And yeah, I obviously don't want to, break my tank and have the whole thing crash on me, but I did end up getting 5 Kuhli loaches. I don't know, I just really wanted something at the bottom of the tank, and yeah, it's kind of boring down there. I think it's also because I have like so many rocks down there, but I wanted some life down there, and so I got some Kuhli loaches, and I thought I would like put them in and like never see them again because people say like they're super shy. That hasn't been the case. They've been around. They like hiding in the leaves. I don't have a super fine substrate, so they can't really bury. I don't know. Is it like the worst thing for them? I don't know. There's plenty of hiding spots. Yeah, they've been swimming around. They kind of act really erratically. Like they're just like flailing themselves everywhere. And I'm just like really scared. And to say that they're nocturnal, I don't know. I don't really find them to be, because they're kind of awake at like all different times. As long as I've seen, it's not just nighttime. Like right now, it's pretty bright with the light, and he's right there doing his thing. I'm a little bit worried about like feeding him or feeding them. So I've been trying to feed a little bit extra, but I also been trying to feed less, because I've also noticed that when I don't feed them like an equal meal twice a day, So I do a heavier meal in the morning and then a lighter meal in the evening. And what I've noticed is especially the Endlers, they go around the tank a lot more, nibbling on the biofilm. So I think that's good. They're like helping the tank stay clean. So feed less. And the shrimp obviously love the biofilm. I did put some dry leaves in there. I went crazy this weekend scavenging for like random dead leaves and branches and all that stuff and to put it into the tank. And it also made like, I don't know, what do you want to call that? Like top garden for my fish tank. So if you want to hear more about that and stay updated and see if I kill all my fish, because I think that's the only thing I'm really worried about. Yeah, stay tuned and I will catch you guys next time.